My son ain't gonna be needing your little housewarming gift. Only thing he need protection from is you.
Okay. Do you know who you're talking to?
It's a fake-ass Billy D. Williams. If anything happens to my son, I kill you myself. Don't let this earpiece fool you.
Y'all good?
Yeah, mind your business.
Protect the father. I like it. What's that about?
Just having a little chat.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love the Shy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we'll be talking about the Shy Season 6, Episode 3. This is the recap. I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And what do y'all think about this episode? What y'all think is going to happen with Darnell and Douda? Is Douda just going to walk away like he did in this episode and that's it? Or will he actually try to do something to Darnell as the season continues to air out? And we already know Rob, he's thinking about Douda, having something to do with his Uncle Q. A lot of you guys mentioned this in the past and you guys were right because he asked Nuck, did Douda, have any issues with him or whatever? And we know Nuck, he is trying to make it seem like Victor was pissed off at Q, which is not the case. He is just basically trying to deflect the fact that Douda is the one that did this. But we know Rob's going to find out the truth eventually, and I cannot wait to see it. Now, we're going to jump right into this recap, y'all. We ain't going to waste any time. What did we see in episode 3, titled House Party? Now, the episode starts out with Emmett and Tiff at the apartment. We know Emmett is about to move out. He's cleaning it up. He is trying to make sure he gets that deposit back. And him and Tiff are just talking about all the memories that they had at this apartment. I mean, Emmett was right. He said that it reminded him of Fresh Prince. Anytime that I moved out of any of my apartments, I always thought about like Martin or Fresh Prince, like that last episode where the whole thing is just clear and you just think about all the times that you had there and you're about to start a new journey. But we seen some chemistry and y'all let me know what y'all think. In my opinion, I felt like it was a little bit of chemistry with Emmett and Tiff. Now, we know Tiff was, giving Emmett compliments on his, his outfit, talking about you look nice or whatever, because we know Emmett, he is dressing, up a little bit more, working around Douda, and Tiff definitely liked that. She gave him that look. I almost thought Tiff was going to say, look, well, you can clap these cheeks one last time in the apartment. Let's have one more memory. But that didn't happen, but it still felt like it was some chemistry in the air between the two. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But man, your boy Emmett is like, okay, it's time to go to the house now. And as he goes to the house, we know Keisha is there. They are looking at the picture that Emmett bought. Some of you guys even mentioned that this is where all of this started with Emmett, trying to get this picture for Keisha and trying to just basically do things for her that cost a lot of money. Hey, it is what it is. I mean, I understand the whole picture thing, but working with Douda, that's taking it entirely too far. Now, Emmett and Keisha, they break in the house. He claps those cheeks and they prepare for the housewarming that's about to happen. Then we get to Papa, Kenya, and Mr. Angry Man. We're at Smokey's. He's pissed off, talking about where is his order. Well, apparently, I guess they placed it at a different time or whatever, so it was some confusion, but he was being very disrespectful to Kenya, and Papa was able to neutralize the whole situation, and he gets this man to apologize to her, and she liked it. Like, okay, how was you able to do this? Well, we know since Papa's been working there for a while, he's used to stuff like this, and he's able to fix the situation very quickly. Now we get to Jamal and Lene, and he wants to meet Bakari. We already knew this was going to happen. I was hoping we can see it in this episode. I really want to see the scene between Bakari and your boy Jamal. That's gonna be crazy. But he tells her, like, look, he's a street dude, he's working for Douda, and there's no such thing as just being a lookout guy, because eventually they're gonna want you to do something major, and he's not lying. So you already know Lene's gonna go back to Bakari and have a conversation about, what he is doing, and basically telling him, look, he shouldn't be working for Douda in the first place. But we know Jamal, he does not want his sister to get hurt messing around with Bakari or having to serve any time trying to help this dude out. Now, Keisha and Emmett, they invite their old friends to the housewarming, Malaysia and Lamar. We We know Malaysia, she was asking all types of questions about the mortgage, how much you paid and all this stuff like that. I was telling you guys last night, she asking entirely too much. And I understand she wants to know the process and stuff like that, but your numbers gonna be different than Keisha's numbers, and y'all don't even talk like that. On top of that, we got Lamar and Emmett having a conversation, and it seems like they're just on two different pages. I mean, this dude wants to do certain things, and Emmett's head is basically at a whole different place. And it seems like they're two friends. They're not on the same path as them. And it seems like they're just basically outgrowing them. And Emmett and Keisha discussed this at the end of the episode. Now, we get to Peaches, Master Marshawn. Your boy D-Ray Davis is back in the Shy. And we see him, linking up with Rashad. Rashad was trying to talk to him at Smokey's, but they end up, talking and figuring out that they're both going to the same housewarming party. So they decide to go together and they just kicking it. They had a great episode, but every time I see D-Ray, you already know I always think about Snowfall. So I always call him Peaches. Now Nina is having a conversation with Keisha and she's like, man, so you really moved in with Emmett? You're not even married yet. Do you think this is the right move? Of course, Keisha is like, yes, she's doing the right thing. But Nina is feeling like, man, my kids, they don't even need me like that no more. They're acting like they don't really messing around with me. We know Kevin, he comes in, he just waves at her or whatever. So Dre has to tell Nina, like, look, they're getting older. Don't worry, your kids, they still need you. Trust me. So it's going to be okay. But it's understandable. I mean, the things that Nina is going through. But her kids, they're definitely doing their own thing. Now, your boy Kevin, he's in there bashing this food, y'all. I mean, he got like 2 plates, and I don't blame him. Because back when I was around his age, I would have been on the same thing, bro. I would have been taking all types of food up out of there. But Maisha and Lene, they're just laughing at him because they're like, man, dude, like, you got to learn how to cook. Now, we see your boy Duda. Once he pops up, it seems like everybody's mood changed. They're like, man, this dude really showed up. Everybody's turning around and they instantly get pissed off, right? And we can see Emmett, he walks up to Duda and Duda's talking about, I have a gift for you, but make sure you open it in the back or whatever. And we can see Darnell looking at him like, okay, I know what time it is. I don't trust this dude. I got to watch out and see what he's up to. Now, Nuck, if you buck, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. You just going to start smoking up in there without asking? Like, really? Like, are you crazy? So we know Keisha tells him he needs to go outside and handle his business. Now, Duda gives Emmett this new gun. And of course, he's telling him like, look, every boss needs a strap on them. And when he said this and Emmett said, I don't want it, all I can think about was Zay from the last episode. When a man gives you a gift, you take it. Like, that's all I can think about. But Duda's telling him like, look, man, I don't go nowhere without this. Your boy Emmett is all in the mirror, playing around with the gun, just, going through the motions. And then he puts the gun in the nightstand. He goes out into the hallway and he sees his pops and he freaks out. But Darnell, he already knew what time it was. He's like, look, let me go check up on my son, make it seem like I'm doing something. But in reality, I'm trying to see what he was on. And Darnell, he was the one that took this gun because I'm telling you right now, Emmett keeping that there in that nightstand, something bad was bound to happen. But do you guys believe Darnell should have told him? Because Emmett was freaking out by the end of the episode. Then we get to Rob and Nuck. They're outside smoking and Nuck ends up smoking the weed that Rob got. We know they got a new supplier and he's like, man, this is really good. So what y'all doing? Y'all gonna stop basically getting work from Duda? And y'all know Rob was like, yeah, basically that's what's going to happen. So y'all already know he's going to go back to Duda and let him know what Rob is doing. And it may cause issues with Rob and Duda and Tiffany. Now, Rob does ask, Nuck, what about Q? Do you know any more information? Because we know he's not giving him everything. He is keeping some secrets, right? And Rob was like, man, come on, I know you know something. But Nuck is like, nah, I don't really know anything. But, I heard that he apparently stole some money from Tracy and Victor was pissed off about it. I mean, he had all types of enemies. It could be anybody, right? And Rob did ask him, did Q owe Duda? So he's already thinking that Duda has something to do with this, but we know Nuck is not going to tell him the truth, putting the blame on Victor. And y'all know Rob is going to probably ask Victor in the next episode about his Uncle Q. So eventually he will find out 100% that it was Duda. As I told you guys in my video this week, what's going to happen when Rob finds out the truth about, Victor helping get rid of the body? Will he be upset with Victor, or will he put more blame on Duda and understand that Victor was just doing what he had to do to get by? I'm gonna tell you right now, if Alicia knows anything about what happened for real, she gonna be pissed off. She gonna want both bodies getting dropped off, and I'm talking about Victor and Duda. You already heard how she was. She was pretty much saying that they just dumped my brother in the river, so y'all know she ain't going for it. Now, we get to EJ, Emmett, and Keisha, and EJ calls his brother the B word. Your girl Keisha is upset. Emmett, he is laughing. He don't think it's that big of a deal, but Keisha's like, look, you can't be talking like this. We got to do something about it. And she wants Emmett to talk to Tiffany because this needs to be fixed right away. And Emmett tells her he's going to handle it. But we know when they do have this conversation, Tiffany gets pissed off. I mean, like, come on. It's like you can never even have a civil conversation with Tiffany without her getting upset about anything, right? Now, we get to Victor and Duda, and of course Victor is upset because he's like, why are you here in the first place? We know Emmett does invite him, and Duda tells him, like, look, I am investing in his future, and, you know, Victor tells him, do not drag him in any of your BS. Of course, Duda does not like the way that Victor is talking to him, but Victor's like, look, I got the government seat or whatever, so you need to watch how you talk to me. He ain't playing around, so these two are going to continue to have issues, but we know they end the conversation basically saying, look, stay out of my way. So we're going to see how this goes. But Victor, you better be watching yourself because Duda and his boy, Nuck if you buck, they're going to be out for you. And we know Rob, he's going to go and try to have a conversation with Victor as well, in my opinion. Now, they're having the house party, having a good time. They're playing the wobble. Everybody's dancing, having a good old time. We can see Kevin, he's in the back lurking, watching Maisha smiling all happy. Emmett is like, man, you looking at her kind of hard, so he understands, like, all right, are y'all getting back together? What's going on? Of course, Kevin does tell him, you know, we were just figuring things out, and we know he tells Emmett, like, look, I know I always have a lot of girl problems. Well, you ain't the only one, because we know Emmett, he stay with girl problems, but this whole thing with Maisha is going to blow up eventually. We didn't really get too much this episode. Hell, we didn't even see Gemma or Jake in this episode. Then we get to Bakari and Lene, and we already knew she was going to be pissed off after that conversation she had with her brother Jamal. And she wants Bakari to stop working for Duda. He tells her that it's only temporary, like it's not going to be forever. And she wants to know how long is temporary. And he tells her however long that it's going to take or whatever. So they didn't end on the best note in this particular scene, but we know Bakari is going to go back to her by the end of the episode to try to squash things. Now, we get to Keisha and Fatima, and it seems like Fatima, she likes the artwork, she likes the house, she likes decorating or whatever. We can tell that she basically wants to have a home of her own one day. We can see your boy Victor, he is looking, and you can tell he wants to do something for Fatima. The description does state that he was going to surprise her, and we end up finding out that he's going to get her to move in with him at the end of the episode. Now, Jada, she's going around asking Emmett's friends, you know, about their life, if they're single. As I told you guys in my quick thoughts, early impressions, I thought Jada, you know what I'm saying, she was trying to see if she still had it, but no. Jada, she is trying to set things up for Tracy. Did you guys believe this is the right move? I mean, we know Jamal, he trying to get with Tracy, but as you guys stated, that everybody that messes around with Tracy, it usually does not end well. We know Darnell was talking about, look, if Tracy want to be alone, let her be alone. Hey, I agree with your boy Darnell. Now, we get to Nuck if you buck, and he decides to wait years later to actually tell Keisha that he is sorry for what happened to her, because we know Nuck's character was introduced in season 3, I believe. We know Keisha, she was on the, you know, at the bus stop going to see Nuck. Nuck, he could have gone ahead and just picked her up, but no, he was too busy in that house, and y'all saw how that house was. It was crazy. He was too busy doing God knows what, and of course we know Keisha got kidnapped, and he felt some type of way about that, but dude, you should have been apologized to her. You're going to wait until she has a baby, officially get with Emmett and move in with him. Then you want to come to the housewarming talking about you sorry or whatever. And she tells him like, look, she basically forgives him or whatever. But why did he take so long to do this? But I don't know about y'all. It seems like, you know, Keisha may be feeling some type of way about Nuck. This whole scene seemed kind of weird to me. We see Emmett in the background looking like, okay, so what is this dude on? He ain't going for it, man. He don't trust Nuck at all. No one should be trusting Nuck. Now, we get to Master Marshawn, Darnell, and of course, Rashad. They out there just kicking it, man. They talking about Deja. We know Rashad was talking about how she's on a business trip. Rashad, he's like, man, my girl good, but Master Marshawn's like, man, look, she probably getting her cheeks clapped. Who really knows? She's on a business trip. She could be doing her own thing. Now, a lot of you guys did mention that why is Rashad not working at Smokey's? And I'm glad that they mentioned this in this episode. Rashad's like, screw all that. I'm not trying to be working at no Smokey's. It basically is not paying me enough, and he don't really want to be doing that. But Marshawn tells him like, look, man, you got to do what you got to do to make it. And he also states that he can't see himself being with just one woman. He wants multiple. So your boy D. Ray Davis was clowning in this episode. Now, we get to Emmett and he finally decides to have a conversation with Tiffany because we know Keisha asked him to have that conversation about EJ calling his brother a B word. Of course, Tiffany got offended. And when Emmett told them, you know, they was laughing at first. Her and Rob was laughing, but Keisha's like, look, she ain't feeling it. Maybe y'all should, you know, have different music that y'all playing in the car because that's where he's getting these words from. And you can tell she got pissed off at Keisha telling her she can keep her suggestions or whatever, and that she's going to do things the way she wants to do them at her house, and they can do them the way they want to do them when he's with them. And I'm looking like, man, y'all got to be on the same page, as Emmett just pretty much said. But Tiffany, as I told you guys earlier, when you're trying to have like an actual adult conversation with her about something serious with these kids, she gets offended. But we know by the end of the episode, she did feel like maybe Keisha was right. Now we get to Darnell and Duda, and Darnell, he walks out to Duda and telling him like, look, my son do not need your housewarming gift. We know he has that strap. And he tells him like, look, my son basically just needs to stay away from you. He does not want his son getting hurt messing around with Duda. Duda just continues to smoke right in his face like he doesn't give a damn. We know that Victor was out there talking about, look, is there any issues? And Darnell's like, look, you stay out of this. I got it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Mind your business. And he takes off the Bluetooth telling him like, look, don't let this fool you, because if anything happens to my son, those kids, or Keisha, I will kill you myself. So he's not playing around, but I told you guys, you cannot approach Duda like this. You have to just take him out. I did see Duda kind of give Nuck the hand like, look, I got this, don't worry about it, because Nuck was about to step in or whatever. But I'm going to tell you right now, this whole thing is going to blow up. We know Emmett does come out, and Duda does tell Darnell, you know, basically, you know, protective father. He liked it or whatever, and then he leaves. Emmett wants to know what's going on, but Darnell kind of plays it off like, look, they just had a conversation, nothing, you know, too big. Then we get to Bakari and Lene. He goes to her spot and apologizes to her. He brings her some flaming hot to some candy, letting her know like, look, this is just temporary. He doesn't want to work a regular job. It's not enough money. He's just trying to save, you know, enough money up, and then he's going to leave. And she's basically telling him like, look, she does not want him getting hurt. She does not want him out here and, getting killed, and she's not about to serve no time for him and all that stuff. I mean, she's just looking out for Bakari. He has to understand, and I think he does, that this is very dangerous. And by her telling him this, I'm thinking like, man, your boy Bakari may mess around and get dropped off. I hope not. I don't want to see Bakari go, but messing around with Duda does increase his chances of being taken out. Lene does tell him that Jamal wants to meet him and talk to him. And Bakari is like, look, your brother that killed somebody. And I'm thinking like, you killed somebody too. So y'all even. Maybe y'all have a lot in common, right? So we're going to see how that goes. Hopefully it happens in the next episode. You guys let me know how y'all see that playing out. And do you think your boy Bakari may get dropped off by the end of the season? Now, we get to Fatima and Victor. And he tells her like, look, I think you should move in with me. This is his surprise to her. And of course, she was kind of hesitant, like, really? Like, Jake lives here still? I mean, will that cause any issues? And he's talking about, look, Jake is going to be moving out soon. And I'm thinking like, man, we didn't even see Jake at all in this episode. Hell, we haven't really seen Jake a whole lot this season. But I hope we see more of him in the next episode. And I want to know how Jake's going to feel about Fatima moving in. I mean, I know he was cool in the prior seasons when Imani was there, but what about Fatima? Will there be some issues? Now, we get to Papa and Kenya, and Kenya is pretty much telling Papa, like, look, maybe we should go out next Thursday, go bowling or whatever. Papa's talking about, yeah, that's cool, but he got to basically check in with his parents, make sure he's home by 11, and that was an instant turn off by Kenya, because she's like, man, he is 17. Like, yes, he is 17, so he's, still has to answer to his parents, but we know Papa kind of played it off like, oh, it ain't that big of a deal. I can go in when I want to. it's a little bit too late for that. And it seemed like she was not that interested in it anymore. Then we get to Tiff, Rob, and we see EJ in the back. He's bopping his head to the rap music. They cussing. And then she turns it to like some R&B or whatever. And now we can see the look on her face. She was kind of happy. Rob, he already knew what time it was. And as I told you guys earlier, it seems like that conversation she had with Keisha and Emmett, it didn't go well. But what was said actually mattered. And she started to think about it. And it was like, okay, maybe they were right about this the whole time. Then we get to the end of the episode. Emmett and Keisha, they have, their final conversation about the housewarming party, their friends, and how pretty much they have outgrown their old friends and things have changed. And of course, they end up talking about Nuck if you're buck, because Emmett brings that up, talking about, does Nuck want to get back with you or something? Keisha plays it off like, nah, what I'm saying, he doesn't or whatever. And she doesn't really tell him everything that was said. And we know Emmett does not tell Keisha everything that was discussed with him and Duda, and about what Duda really gave him as a housewarming gift. He's talking about it was just a box of cigars, but we know that was not the case. Emmett looks into the nightstand and he sees that the gun is gone, because we know Darnell, he ended up taking it, but he's freaking out like, man, what the hell is going on? He's walking around, storming out. Keisha wants to know what's going on. Emmett tells her, everything is fine, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. But we know it ain't just going to be okay. See, ain't no way I would have went to sleep. I can't go. You know what I'm saying? I cannot go at all. You got those kids. They're going to be all up in that spot. You don't know where this gun is at. You need to find it, because anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. But we know they just go to sleep. But Emmett, to be honest with you guys, probably didn't sleep at all. He just looking very stressed out, probably worrying about, what he's going to do and how he's going to address this. But Keisha, she's going to find out the truth. My thing is, these two, they're not really telling each other all the details about the conversations that they're having with certain people. And I believe this relationship that they have together may be a little bit rocky. And maybe the conversation that Keisha was having with her mom, Nina, maybe she was right. What if things do not work out with you and Emmett? Y'all both got a place together. Y'all not married, and it may not go the way you think it's going to go. Down below, I want you guys to let me know, do y'all believe that Emmett and Keisha, they're going to make it through? It's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. But man, if Emmett continues to mess around with Duda, and then we got Nuck if your buck coming in, apologizing, acting like he wants to get with Keisha again. I mean, that's how I took it. They need to fix these things, which I think they will. I'm hoping so. And we're going to see if that's going to be the case by the end of the season. But I want you guys to leave your theories, predictions, leave it all down below. Y'all let me know exactly what you think is going to happen next. We will continue to talk about The Chi Season 6 very soon and prepare for the next upcoming episode. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.